Let's start in the 1 p.m. window where the first place Seattle Seahawks are looking to keep it rolling against another first place team in the Carolina Panthers, who have had an incredible turnaround season. It's Seattle taking on Carolina in the 1 p.m. Eastern window. Seattle 12-3, Carolina 8-7. And if they want to keep plugging towards that 1 seed, plugging towards locking in their division title here in the NFC West, they'll have to get it done against Carolina. Jake, I'll start with you. Hawks versus Panthers. What do you make of this one? Who takes it and why?
Yeah, I've kind of gone back and forth. Carolina is a different animal at home, but I'm going to stick with Seattle to get out of this one with the win. I'm going to go 27-26. I think it's going to be really close.
Ooh, a nail biter, says Jake. Another 1-point score game for the Hawks in back-to-back weeks. That'd be something. Jesse, what do you make of this one, Carolina and Seattle?
Yeah, I agree with Jake. This one's interesting because not only are the Panthers a completely different team at home, but Seattle's coming off a very emotional win. And you wonder, is this the game where they could falter? Could they be looking ahead against the 49ers with the number 1 seed on the line? That does concern me a little bit, but I think McDonald's a really, really good coach. I mean, Jake and I have been talking about it since day one, how we were scared of him being in this division. As bad as the defense looked at times this last week, very unimpressive. Overall, this defense has been very sound. There's talent up and down the field everywhere on that defense, and I think they're going to come through. I do think the Thursday night game helps them, gives them that rest. That'll give them the time to get over that emotional win and then come back and win this one. So I'm going to go 23-17, but I'm going to call out Seahawks fans real quick for two things. One, it was just last week, Seahawks fans, that I was talking you off the ledge for talking about the poor officiating in a game that you had. And now all of a sudden you guys are all over Jake and the Rams fans like, oh, you're crying about officials. You guys literally just did this 1 week ago. Literally a week ago. You can go back. There's super chats about it. And I'm like, guys, this is what happens. When your team loses, officiating is always an issue. Like we hear it. It's as old as time. I just said this a week ago about your fan base. So that's number one. And number two, Brock Purdy's not very good because it was against the Colts where he threw 5 touchdown passes. Your quarterback had 0 the week before against the Colts at home. So I don't want to hear it.
Wow, little rant on Jesse's Seahawks there. He's kind of down on him. He was high on him last week, coming down on him a little bit here. That's all right.
If I might respond for my Hawk fans out there in regards to the first point, because the second point's fine, and I certainly think Brock's earned his right to take what he's done there. But it's not about what the real issue here comes down to. There's like 2 plays pulled out of a game where you go, I don't like these particular 2 plays. In a game where you had 90 plays offensively alone, and you're grabbing those 2 plays. What I brought up the case with the Indianapolis Colts was it was something that was occurring as the game was going on, building up, continuing forward, going on, continuing building up. And there's a difference between having one particular game that stood out in the season that's been so well officiated, even in our losses. I don't think in our 49ers game we lost to you guys, Jesse, in that close game. I don't think I pointed the officials. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Nor the Tampa Bay game we lost. I've said throughout this season, it's been pretty well officiated games. That's why that Colts one stood out so brazenly for Hawk fans. It was call after call after call where you're going, what's going on here? Why is this shifting? And then there's this monumental call that comes down late in the game on top of all those ones that built up to it. In Jake's case, and he can say if I'm being unfair here, you're as much grabbing to the 2-point conversion and the pushing the guy down, or the guy going down the field on the supposed push of Jaron Reed, and that those are the just 2 plays you grab. I think there's a bit of the difference between the 2.
Mike had to run out real quick, so Brandon, I'll swing it up to you. Your Hawks, they're rolling right now. This is a big one, and I think Jesse made a good point. Coming off is about emotional a victory as you could possibly imagine. Is this a potential letdown spot for your Hawks, or do they get it done against division leader Carolina?
It's absolutely a potential letdown spot. I think the emotional part that he brought up is right. I think the points Jake brought up were right on this as well. This is a very good Carolina team, and not only good, but they've come along stronger as the season has come along. Nick Scorton, their high pick, has really, really come on as a player. He's outstanding. Derek Brown's having a Renaissance-type year there for Carolina, so they can challenge you in kind of every way. Tedero McMillan was exactly who I thought he'd be coming out, which is the new Mike Evans. I think he's become that. So I think they're going to give you hell. They play their best football at home as well. I'm going to give Seattle the nod because I think that they're just going to be so hungry into getting that number 1 bye, and they know that it's down to these 2 games to go and get this, and next week as well. But it ain't going to be easy, and I think it's going to come down the line. I give the Hawks the nod 21-19.
Big game for the Hawks. We'll see if they can keep it rolling against Carolina, who's looking to win the division over Tampa Bay when it's all said and done. We'll move on to the other game in the 1 p.m. window on Sunday. It's Mike's Arizona Cardinals taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Both these two teams kind of just playing out the string here towards the end of 2025. Arizona 3-12, Cincinnati 5-10. This one in Cincy. Jake, starting with you. Cardinals, Bengals, who do you got?
Well, Bengals fans aren't going to be happy, but they're going to shred that draft pick, and they're going to shred this game. Joe Burrow is coming off a 4-touchdown performance, and I think the Bengals are going to win 34-10.
Ooh, blowout. Good thing Mike is not around to hear that. Jesse, if you want to get your blowout prediction perhaps in real quick before Mike comes back.
Yeah, as much of a dumpster fire as the Cincinnati Bengals are, it seems like the Cardinals are even a bigger dumpster fire. I don't know what's going on over there. They absolutely got to fire Gannon. You know, it's interesting when they hired Gannon, I was like, this is a bad hire. And it had nothing to do with the awkward scenario in the team lobby or whatever. It was just like they needed to make a hire. Gannon was there. Steichen was the clear better coach on that coaching staff. And then Gannon somehow ended up with a job as well. Not that Steichen's been great by any means either, but it just was never a good hire. And now that we've seen it for a few years, I do like some of the things he's done. I would say he was better than I expected, but still not very good. They got to let him go. But ultimately, that organization is just in a sad spot. I feel for Cardinals fans, but they're going to get smoked in this game bad. They might give up 40 plus. So you know what? Let's just have some fun with it. Let's go 41-22.
Brando, you keeping this Bengals train going here with the fellas?
Yeah, let's keep having fun with it on the score. I think that the Bengals, as I've called them, or the Cardinals, the Cancun Cardinals has been our joking term to them, and I think that they've been showing you a bit of that spirit. On top of it, they lose, it feels like somebody every week. We talk about the Niners with the injuries, but it's been almost worse with the Cardinals. But indeed, with Walter Nolan now adding on top with his third injury of the year or something like that.
Yeah.
So I do think it's going to be a boat race as far as the Bengals go. I do think that the Cardinals have showed they stay in the game offensively, though. So I'm going to go 41-31 in this game.
Wow, high scoring affair. Everybody's got a lot of points coming in for Cincy. How do you see this one going, Mike, with your Cardinals?
Yeah, Cardinals either get blown out or they lose like 7 points or less. That just kind of seems to be the trend. I think with this high flying offense from the Cincinnati Bengals, I think they're going to be basically scoring too much for the Cardinals to even maintain. I'm going to say Cincinnati's going to win this. And this is in Cincinnati too. So the Redbirds going over to it just seems like a recipe for disaster. So I do have Cincinnati winning this game. I see 41-21 Cincinnati wins.
Everybody's got Cincy scoring 40 plus. This game should likely finish 16-13 or something around that. We'll see what ends up going down. We'll see what ends up going down on.
Right,
man, it gets me every time, and it gets me even more when it's a game like this. It doesn't really get bigger between two teams outside of this division. The Chicago Bears, 11-4, on the road to take on the San Francisco 49ers, who are 11-4. The Bears are coming off of what might be the most improbable victory of 2025. I still have no idea how they found a way to come back and beat Green Bay, but they did. The Chicago Bears, they're riding high, as are the San Francisco 49ers, who are fighting for a 1 seed. And this is crazy to think, but both these two teams right now are two teams I don't think many people thought would be in the position that they're currently in, yet here they are, and this game is as big as it gets in Week 17. Brando, I'll start with you. It's Chicago, it's San Francisco. Who do you got on Sunday Night Football?
I'm going to go with the Niners on this. I just don't think that they beat themselves defensively, no matter how deep the injuries have gone to that defense. They're just so well coached up, and the Bears just have to kind of dance on the knife's edge a little bit between Ben Johnson being able to structure enough up for Caleb Williams and then Caleb doing enough off script and improvisational wise to not have a bad result on the back of it. And it's a hard kind of baseline to kind of oscillate between the two. I also think that Niner offense is just humming right now, playing their best football. They've got all the intricacies of the Shanahan offense, kicking ass and taking names. I'm going to give them the win and win easy, 28-17.
28-17, says Brando. Jake, what say you in this big one between Chicago and San Fran?
Yeah, I see this one I went back and forth on, and then I just kind of simplified it. And I simplified it like this. The Bears recently they're not the best road team, but the Bears recently have played a tough Green Bay defense, a tough Cleveland defense, a Green Bay defense, a Philly defense that was somewhat figured out by that point. They played the Steelers. They've played some good teams recently. Whereas, and Jesse kind of alluded to this, as good as Brock Purdy has looked, it's gone up against maybe the worst iteration defensively I've ever seen of the Indianapolis Colts, and that includes the year they had Curtis Painter at quarterback, the Tennessee Titans, the Cleveland Browns, which, again, that's a good defense right there, and they had Carolina, who's a much different team on the road, and Arizona. So I'm going to take the Bears. I was really leaning towards the 49ers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners won. But it's going to go back to what I was saying. The lack of pass rush is going to give them problems. And I think you saw the reason why the Bears were able to come back and win that game against Green Bay is the Bears did not have to go up against the closer of the Packers. That closer's out for the year, Micah Parsons. They missed him dearly. And I think when push came to shove and Caleb had time to throw, he was able to dice him up a little bit. So I think that's going to happen again. I'm going to go 23-17 Bears on the road.
Mike, big matchup between the Bears and the San Francisco 49ers. Who do you got in this one?
Oh man, this is gonna be a good game. I want the Bears to win this. Obviously, I got no love for anybody here in the division, except for a few guys. I hate your guys' teams though. I really want the Bears to win this damn game. I really want the Bears to win this game. I just feel like experience is going to kind of rear its ugly head. But I think it's going to be a close one. I do think that the 49ers are going to edge this out. I'm going to say 31-27 49ers.
All right, Jesse, here we are with a chance for the 1 seed to be on the line potentially in Week 18. Got to get it done against Chicago. Will you get it done against Chicago at home on Sunday night?
Yeah, the Bears are the most complete team the 49ers have played in quite some time. They're going to run the ball effectively. And, Caleb Williams isn't the most accurate passer. He holds onto the ball too long. But to Jake's point, you've got a defense that can't generate any pressure. We just watched it against the Colts, who had 3 starting offensive linemen out. The 49ers still couldn't get to a Phillip Rivers who can't move worth a lick. And so now you give Caleb Williams all the time in the world to sit back there and make plays and do what he does. This is right up his alley. So there is a concern there. But the 49ers have done this before. They've been here before. They know what these big games are about. I respect the hell out of the Bears. I think it's going to be a really fun game, but I like that the 49ers are at home. I don't like that the edge, as far as rest goes to the Bears. They just played on Saturday. The 49ers have a short week on a Monday game, but they don't have to travel. So I'm going to go, this is going to be a tight one. I'm going to go 27-23 Niners to get it done to set up the matchup of all matchups, Week 18.
Ooh, baby, man. Oh, man. We are being treated to just an endless amount of insanity in this division. All right, we go from to Monday Night Football. And this time, two things on the line in this game. Obviously, the Rams looking to win, stay in contention for that 1 seed, stay in contention for the NFC West. But should they win, they also get a better draft pick when it's all said and done next year. As you well know by now, the Rams possess the Atlanta Falcons' first-round pick to the chagrin of Brando and company. So the question here is, will the Rams get their 12th win, and will they improve their draft stock in the 2026 draft? Mike, I'll go back to you. I'll start with you. Rams, Falcons, who takes it on Monday night?
Yeah, I mean, the Rams are pissed off right now. The Falcons are a okay team, but that's who they are. I mean, they play in the South for a reason. The Rams are going to win this game. Matthew Stafford's probably going to have himself a really good game. They're going to get back to their run game. Everything's going to work out. Rams are going to get back on top. It's okay, Jake. It's all going to work out. It's going to be 31-17. Rams win this game.
All right, so we got a blowout coming the way of the Rams, according to Mike. Jesse, what do you make of this one, Rams-Falcons on Monday?
Well, this is a double whammy because if you win, you get the better draft pick by beating the Falcons, who you have their first-round pick. So this sucks, and it's definitely going to happen. The Rams are going to be out. They're going to be pissed. I'll go 35-21 Rams.
35-21 says Jesse. Brando, Rams looking to bounce back after losing to your Hawks, and I think Mike put it best. They're pissed right now. They got two things to play for here, so I'm imagining you're taking the Rams in this one.
Got to go with the Rams on this one. Falcons love to blitz, about the second highest rate in the league. You don't blitz Matt Stafford, he'll destroy you on the back of doing that, and that's just inherently what they do. And I think the Rams are going to come out mad and angry, and they understand what's at stake and keep it the line and staying, at least right there on the heels of Seahawks. I see them winning big, especially that extra day of rest there. So 31-14 to the Rams.
Jake, I think everyone agrees here. The Rams, they're not feeling great about what just happened. They want to make a statement. Do you think they make a statement on Monday night in Atlanta?
Yes. I'm going to go back to 2005 when Michael Vick, TJ Duckett, and Warwick Dunn destroyed the Rams. I had to watch that. I'm going to use that same final score, 47-17. I think the Rams, who are averaging 41 points per game their last three, they're averaging 534 yards. I don't think they're going to miss a beat against the Falcons, and I think they are going to run them into the ground. And I feel bad because they love Raheem Morris, but they're pissed. They are absolutely pissed, and they have every right to be. So, unfortunately for Atlanta, yeah, you're not winning that game, and you're not getting the draft pick. So.
Fellas, I hit one the last Thursday night when it was a major game between the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers, and I thought I'd do a little bit of a humble brag here because I nailed it again. In fact, nailed this one with ease last Thursday. Sam Darnold with the free pick on sleeper, more than a half yard. Matt Stafford, more than 229 and a half pass yards. Soared past that. Puka Nacua, anytime he wound up getting 2. So cashed on sleeper, hoping to do so again this upcoming week. You can get in on the action as well. Link in the description below. Click that and sign up for sleeper. Once you do, you will immediately get a free $20 entry. Once you use your free $20 entry, use the promo code on your screen, RTS, and that will get you a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper terms of use for details. Currently available in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper via the link in the description below.